aliens created humans. This is probably the best evidence you'll ever get. So this guy is called Irvin Finkel. He's the head curator of the British Museum. He reads the ancient tablets. He's asked in this interview whether or not he believes the Anunnaki aliens that's in the tablets that he reads, that he gets paid to read, are actually not only real, but real aliens. So let's see what he says.
Okay, and then one was, who are the Anunnaki and why are they not ancient aliens?
The Anunnaki are a group of 600 gods. They're gods. And they're well known. They exist in texts. They often get mentioned. There are two groups, the Anunnaki and the Igigi, and they move above and below.
He's really struggling here. Now he's going above and below, in other words, up into space and back. He's struggling, and I'll tell you why he's struggling in a second.
And they have various roles to play, but they are among the other deities of ancient Mesopotamia. How anybody tied that in with aliens?
So hang on a minute. He's just admit they go up and down. I'll just play that bit again for you. This is the most... So he doesn't deny their myths. He doesn't say they're myths. Doesn't deny anything like that. So let's just listen to this again. It's really important how he struggles. Because I'll tell you why in a second, because he's not allowed.
They often get mentioned. There are two groups, the Anunnaki and the Igigi, and they move above and below, and they have various roles to play, but they are...
above and below. So they're not myths. You tell me anyone that can go above.
Are among the other deities of ancient Mesopotamia. How anybody tied that in with aliens?
You just admitted that they go up. You just admitted they go up into space. I know you didn't use the words heaven or space, but we've got the actual tablets that you translated that basically say they go up and down, and you still not said they're myths.
I have no idea. But I should think anything that has the word Anunnaki in should be handled with a very long pair of tweezers until you get clearance from somebody who knows about cuneiform, who can tell within 2 minutes whether it's about something worth reading or whether it's absolute twaddle.
Okay, so this is him now mentioning that he's got a tablet that Enki tells Noah. So if he's not fictitious, if this is all real, then this tablet is also real.
I had to read his tablet when it turned out the following thing, because the god Enki, who had discovered that the world was going to be destroyed, decided it wasn't a good matter and that he picked on some human being to...
So we've actually got all the text that he's referring to there. So he's now not saying they're myths. Now, if you look where he works at the British Museum. Now, all of these, this is just me typing in the word Enlil, and there's 441 results for Enlil. Enlil being the main god, the god of Israel, if you all know your history. So as you can see here, this is what he gets paid to look after and read, etc. Enlil. Now, there's a hell of a lot of stuff here, including images as well as carving statues, etc. of Enlil, and a temple, by the way. And, you know, obviously there's thousands of texts as well that's not shown here. So he's real, and he still didn't say they were myths. So let's just look who funds the British Museum, because that's how it goes by. It's the Rockefeller Foundation. Pretty much supports the British Museum. So if this guy said that they were aliens, he would be out of a job. And the reason for that is because the Rockefellers, if you watch any of my videos, you realise how strong they are at debunking aliens, giants, anything like that. So much so that apparently there was a court case to do with the Smithsonian's, which is pretty much run by the Rockefellers, back in 1902. Now, I know some people say it's not true, but obviously the people that say it's not true are the Smithsonian. Come on. So I think his answer's there. He knows exactly what he's saying, but if he said it, the whole world will be in uproar, because he's literally saying that forget God, the Anunnaki were here. And obviously I've done that amazing video. If you want to know, watch my previous videos to find the one that shows the evidence that the Anunnaki were aliens. It's on my website, ourtruehistory.co.uk. Scroll down. Let me just type that in now, just to show you, because I know there's people out there that say, I want to see evidence. So ourtruehistory.co.uk, go down to where it says, here is a link on the homepage, just with the 34 minutes. Now there's a lot more than that, there's hours worth of evidence. But 34 minutes you can watch here, the rest is on my Patreon page. But 34 will show you that the God in the Bible were the Anunnaki. So I think we've just, with his evidence there, and I know you're going to say, no, it's not evidence. When someone stutters and literally admits that they were real by saying they go up and down, and then says, how does anyone think that they're aliens? He's just said they go up and down. I can't go up and down. I rest my case. Amazing new chambers found inside a pyramid. These are hidden, and apparently, according to this expert Egyptologist, they're probably burial objects inside for the royal rulers. However, misinformation. Do not trust any Egyptologist or any archaeologist anymore, because no pyramid has ever had any of these burial objects inside, because they were not tombs. So just to prove my point of how misinformation is, I wrote on ChatGPT, list any burial items found in a pyramid. Now we know ChatGPT is very mainstream. So it said all of these things. I know none of these have got inside pyramids. So then I wrote, you said offerings and treasures, name one pyramid. And then it said Tutankhamun's. And then I wrote, Tutankhamun was not in a pyramid. Why are you basically lying? And it said, you're right. So follow me, because I won't lie to you. Not like these.
When was Noah born? Whoa! Noah was born 69.
So this person's saying that Enoch never met Noah because Noah wasn't born until after Enoch had passed. Now my question to this person is, are you referring to Noah as in the name Noah, or are you actually referring to the person? Because he was also known as Atrahasis, he was also known as Upanishtam and Zazudra. So are you just looking where the words Noah comes into it? Because if you look at the Epic of Gilgamesh, Upanishtam, who was Noah, lived a lot longer but had a different name. So I'm just asking this person, which reference is he going by? Sometimes it's just too easy. So this person was watching my video where Ivan Finkel was saying that the Anunnaki were deities, gods. And this person then wrote, the word God comes from German. Now, German wasn't around when the Anunnaki were around, so I asked him, where did he get this information from? And he pointed me to Wikipedia. So I said, look, I can show you evidence that the word God exists way before German, which was only the 6th century there for the word God. Here we go. This is translations of the oldest known tablets that predate German. And as you can see, the word God and goddesses, because it's the Anunnaki's race name. So this is why I say it's too easy. You know, you have to get up early to try and beat me. And so regardless of what they're saying, this is the translation of the word gods, not a German word. I rest my case. Brace yourselves, everybody, because mainstream's at it again. And here it says solar storm could wipe out the internet for up to months. Now, if you look down at all these same companies that's owned by the same companies, you'll see that the same thing is said, that the internet. Now, interestingly, they don't mention phone lines or power grids, only the internet. Now, let's see what someone else with expert opinions would say. So this is a news article from the Hindu Times, and it's basically saying, do not believe mainstream. Mainstream is saying that word there. So this is their expert opinion saying it's what we're reading. Now, if that's not true, then it means someone's going to be switching a switch to kill our internet, not phone lines or power. So why would there be anyone wanting to switch us off to stop talking to each other? Crystal skulls are fake. That's according to the Smithsonian, and if you know anything about the Smithsonian, you know that everything that they say take the opposite. In other words, they're real. So this here article is talking about one of the crystal skulls that they have in their collection, and They say here that someone in the 90s investigated it and found it was definitely fake because it was used making modern jewellery and tools. However, the article actually then goes on to say that the actual item definitely was from the 1800s. So which is it, modern tools or 1800 tools? And of course they're saying it's fake, but fake for what? No one didn't have a label on it saying this crystal skull is from 10,000 years ago. So how can someone say it's fake? Who said it's from 10,000 years ago? No one did. So it could actually just be from the 1800s. So how can it be fake if it's actually made at the right time that it was made? Stupid. Crystal skulls are real. Now, my previous video might have confused a few people. I only had a minute to explain, and it's actually quite technical, but very logical, and I don't think anyone else has actually thought of that. So what I'm saying is certain museums, especially the Smithsonian, have been donated as well as purchasing crystal skulls from around the world. Now, the Smithsonian says that there is tool marks that they found, in other words, little scratches. So under a microscope, they believe that it was a particular tool from modern times. However, the skulls that have been donated were from 1850. So straight away, there's a bit of a discrepancy there. So it's not really modern tools, 1850, it's older tools. But the Smithsonian will then say that they're fake, and so will the British Museum, because obviously if someone's made them, then they're fake. But no, that's the point that I'm trying to get at. How can it be fake if someone made something and didn't tell the Smithsonian anything about it? So in other words, the person that would have sold it or gave it to the Smithsonian would have had to have said, this is from Aztec times, in other words, thousands of years before. So the Smithsonian then would have said, aha, no, tool marks, therefore it's not that old, so it's just a mistake, or you lied. How can it be fake? In order for something to be fake, you really need the original. So this isn't a copy. So you see where I'm going with this. It's quite complicated, but the logic here is actually very, very sound, that in order for someone to say something's been debunked, you need proof that either someone lied and said it was ancient, but then you're not really debunking it. You're just saying, okay, the person lied. It's not really a debunk. And fake, you need the original. And of course, there never is an original. So let's have a look here. A scientific study on the skulls revealed that the indent lines marking the teeth were carved using relatively modern rotary tools. Now, I don't know about you, but back in the 1850s, did they really have rotary tools? And even then, it doesn't mean it's fake. It just means it was built. If it was genuinely made in the 1850s, then so be it. It doesn't mean it's fake. And of course, you'll find that there's generally only one or two skulls in each country. This particular one here, it just goes on to say, the study suggests that the skulls were crafted in Germany in the 19th century. So then we look at what the British Museum says, and it's talking about Germany being famous for manufacturing quartz designs late in the 19th century. So then we look to who would have built that, because there's only one name that keeps coming up, and that's Eugene Baban. And everyone keeps talking about that he built the crystal skulls. But of course, if you do your actual homework, you realise, no, he didn't, and this is in the British Museum right now. So if they thought it was fake, I don't know why fake, because, if I gave you something and said, there you go, you wouldn't look at it and go, it's fake, because it's a one of a kind. So anyway, here we see the British Museum still proudly presenting the crystal skull that they believe is made by a guy in the 1850s, and it was sold through, as you see here, through Tiffany's, etc. So let's have a look now at the guy Eugene. Is there any evidence whatsoever that he actually made crystal skulls? There's no direct evidence. But what Eugene did do is he actually went to, pre-Columbian cultures. So that's where he found these skulls, you see, these Aztec skulls. So he didn't go back and make them. There's no evidence whatsoever. And of course, if you did sell a skull, you would make more. Think about it. You don't just make one you make loads if you're selling them. So he found these Aztec skulls when he went there. So he actually genuinely went to Mesoamerica, and that's where he found them, and then ended up coming back and showing them in Paris. But of course people said, he made them, but there's no evidence whatsoever. So the point what I'm trying to get at is, do not trust the Smithsonian, do not trust museums, do your own research like I do, and you'll find that the actual people that say that it was carved with tools actually work for either the museums themselves, so deliberately wanting to debunk these, because obviously there's no way people should have made these back then in ancient times.
WhatsApp.
Sorry about
Someone
that.
has sent me WhatsApp.
And the other person that did say that he studied the Hedges skull, which also had lines on it. Bearing in mind these could be thousands of years old, so if you have a little ding on it or a scratch, so be it. But anyway, the person that actually did look at the Hedges skull turns out to have worked for a university that was funded by the Rockefellers, who also fund the Smithsonian, who also, if you do watch any of my videos, you realise that Rockefellers stroke Smithsonian do not want us to know that certain things are real, such as giants and crystal skulls. So you can take it from me that if the Smithsonian says that these are fake, you know they're real.